This is Algebra Lesson 3.4, and in this lesson we're going to continue talking about and using proportions, but this time we're going to use it to convert different units of measure. So my first example here says to use the conversion factor wherein 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters to find each missing measure. Letter A says 215 centimeters. I want to know how many inches that is. So we're going to set up some proportions. Same thing we would use in all chapter. And in this proportion, I feel like it's really important to use labels. It's going to make things super easy. So the given conversion factor is that 1 inch is the same as 2.54 centimeters. That's given to us, so I'm going to set that up in a fraction, inches on top, centimeters on bottom. Now, where I put the inches on top or on bottom doesn't actually matter as long as I'm consistent in the next fraction. So I can start with both my centimeters on top or both my centimeters on bottom. They just got to match up. So I've given 215 centimeters, so I'm going to match up centimeters with centimeters on the bottom. And I'm trying to figure out how many inches that is, so I'm going to put inches with inches on top. Now that I have my proportion set up, times divide, and we have how many inches are in 215 centimeters. Times, divide, answer. So that's 215 times 1, which is kind of an extra step because when you multiply by 1, nothing changes. But we're going to go with this because it keeps everything organized. So 215 times 1. And we're going to divide that by 2.54. Cross multiply, divide, and we have that 215 centimeters is 84.6 inches. So as long as you are consistent with matching up your units, each one of these is basically the same. I'm going to put centimeters on the bottom, and I'm going to put inches on top. Times, divide, answer. So 1 times 1 is still 1. 1 divided by 2.54. So 1 centimeter is about 0.39 inches. Letter C, 1 inch is how many centimeters? So I might get called silly for writing out all this work, but let's be silly. I have 1 inch over 2.54 centimeters. That's my given conversion factor. And I'm told that I have 1 inch. How many centimeters? Line up inches with inches, centimeters with centimeters. Now if I actually multiply this, 1 times 2.54 is still 2.54. Divided by 1 is still 2.54. I really didn't need to write this one out because if I know from my conversion factor that 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters, and the question is asking me how many centimeters in an inch, it's I already. Next one, letter D. 80 inches is how many centimeters? So I started this one differently than the last 3 just to show you that it still works out. If I put inches on top, I put inches on top. Doesn't matter which one comes first. As long as I'm consistent by matching up my labels, I'll put centimeters on the bottom, and now I can multiply starting here. 80 times 2.54 divided by 1 brings me to my how many centimeters in 80 inches. So that is 80 times 2.54. My extra divide 1 step just for fun, and I get 203.2 centimeters. Okay, a couple word problems, I think. Let's scroll down. Excuse me. Letter B. Jonas drives his car from Montana to Canada on vacation. While there, he needed to buy gasoline and noticed that it was sold by the liter rather than the gallon. Use the conversion factor 1 gallon equals 3.79 liters to determine how many liters will fill his 12.5 gallon gas tank. So, regardless of if it's inches or centimeters or gallons or liters, we're going to use the same idea where we match up our labels. If I have 1 gallon and 379 liters, I'm going to make sure I match up gallons and liters on my next fraction, and then I can times and divide, and I have my answer. So here I see 12.5 gallons. Make sure that goes on the top with my other gallon label. And the question is, how many liters? That's my variable. So when we multiply divide this way, we'll have 12.5 times 3.79, the extra divide by 1, and we'll know how many liters fit into this gas tank. 12.5 times 3.79, and I got 47, let's round it to 47.4. liters. And that is it for these notes. Good luck on the exercises, and please let me know if you have any questions.